All right, y'all. We already been working on this project that's in this video. You already saw the title. You know what it is. Uh, but I shot an intro, but I didn't like it, so I'm gonna shoot another intro and kind of give you a little backstory on this thing. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you've seen us working in the shop. You have seen this frame table in the background with a frame mocked up on it. That thing's been sitting there for years, like literally years. And it is for Dawson's crew cab. You see Dawson in a lot of films. He's got the gray crew cab Silverado. It's like a 07 classic. He's had that truck for a while. I bagged it. It's probably been 6 or 7 years ago since I bagged it. It's been a while. So he wanted to body drop it, and we started it, and then it just kind of never really ever got finished. And it's just been sitting here and taking up space in the shop, and it's just kind of been like a monkey on my back, and I want to get this thing done. So I worked out a deal with my buddy Dylan, and Dylan's a hell of a fabricator. He's very ticky and anal about stuff. He wants it to be perfect, and that's the kind of person that you want helping you. So I made a deal with him. He's got an NBS truck that he wants to body drop, and I said, hey, come help me knock out Dawson's frame, and I will help you body drop your truck when we get done. So we worked out a deal. We got that figured out, and we've been over here the last couple of days mocking this thing up, and it's turning out good so far. But like I said, I just want to give you all kind of a little back story on it. This front frame section, Dawson bought an entire parts truck, like an 04 crew cab that didn't have a motor and transmission or front clip or anything on it. He bought the whole truck for like $400. We pulled the frame out from under it. We jigged that frame up on this table. We welded the front half to the frame table. It's all welded. See the 1x1 over here, 1x1 here. There's some 2x2 here welded to the front frame horns. It's jigged up. It's good. And then we went in before we cut the frame off. We put all thread in each one of the cab mounts. So the top of the factory cab mount with the bushing in it, just like this, was right here flush with that. So that tells us where our cab mount needs to be, and we're going to body drop this thing about 3.5 inches, I believe. We can't get there just from doing the body mount because the head of it would drag the ground. We're going to have to cut into the cab on that. But we got it. We know. This ain't our first rodeo on these. So we're gonna knock that out. He's got a Stone Fab body mount kit that he bought. Here they are. You'll see those later on in the video. But this thing's been on this frame table for quite a while. We're ready to get it done. He's ready to body drop his truck, and I'm ready to clear up the space. So we're gonna go ahead and knock this thing out, and we're gonna jump right in right here and show you where we're at. A lot of this was already done long before I even started filming for YouTube. So it's been a while. If you see something that you have a question about, feel free to jump in the comments, ask. There's a lot going on here, three-quarter frame build, and there's a lot going on. So if you don't understand something or understand why we did something, feel free to ask in the comment section. I know a lot of people was interested in body drops and how to do them and what all is involved, and this is very, I cannot stress enough, very involved. When you see a body drop truck at the show and it looks nice when you walk up there and the frame looks good and all that stuff, appreciate that, because somebody spent a pile of damn time building that thing for somebody. And I just want to kind of show y'all what I was going to go into it. So let's dive in right here. It's going to be a lot of talking, a lot of trying to explain to y'all what we got going on. And not really a lot of the work is going to get filmed because, it's kind of hard to film it and weld and grind and do all that stuff. And after watching so many time lapses, you get bored. So we're going to jump right in and let's get it. All right, so we're getting started. I'm out here cleaning up some metal. This junk's been on the table for years, rusty. So clean this up, bevel some ends. Years. So we got these Stone Fab body mounts. They got the welds visible. So we're just, I'm just rounding them off, making them look good. They're not welded on the bottom. So I'm gonna wire wheel this up and let Dylan run a pass on them, because we did grind some of this weld away, and that's just to make it look better, a little smoother. And they got like right here where they welded the two pieces together. You can see how it's put together. Where they welded it together, there's a hole there. So we're gonna weld that up, grind it down, make it look good. We want this thing to be very nice when it leaves. So I'm gonna keep cleaning this up. This is the outer frame. I fit it with the whatever you call that tool. Prep. What is this thing called? Prep tool? Surfacer? Ain't that right? What's this thing called? A surfacer?
That is a rust remover, paint remover, finger print remover.
Yeah, heavy is what it is. That thing gets real heavy real fast. That
is an E all the above tool.
Yeah. So we're getting the rust off with it, and then we're coming back and beveling the edges and taking the flap disc and just kind of cleaning it up real good. But I'm gonna clean these up, and I'll show you what Dylan's doing over here. We've got some of these rounded frame ends, like you put right here on the end, just kind of make it look good. We're actually gonna not use this back half because
we're not using none of it. It's all going to scrapyard.
Yeah. So we got 2 more of these. Dylan's welding those out. He's already welded them, and he said he was gonna grind them up, make them look good, and I'm gonna oblige him and let him do it. So we'll let those cool off. I'm gonna get this wire wheeled up, and I got 5 more to do. Start passing them off to Dylan and let him weld them up. What is it?
Just talking about you got your muscle shirt on.
No, that's
Video and I can't call it that muscle shirt on.
because my nipples show. All right, we'll be back. All right, so the entire frame that was here, the structure is gone. There's some pieces just laying everywhere. We're working on getting all this cleaned up, like I said in the last clip. They was pretty rusty just from sitting. These body mounts. These are stone fab body mounts, and they're housing wildlife and rusted. We're cleaning them up. So stone fab welds the top, but not the bottom. None of that's welded. So OCD Dylan here said, "Nah, we're gonna weld that." So he's throwing some dimes in there, making it look good, and about to weld this one out. He's already welded that one, and I don't know where they go. Do you? Figure it out when we get there.
We're gonna throw them in a scrap.
Nah, they look pretty good.
We're just adding weight to them right now.
Nah, they look pretty good. And Bubby's over there doing math. He is trying
He
to.
failed that class in school.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out what kind of wood we need to build some stuff over here. And we'll cover that a little bit later on, different video, when we start actually building stuff out of wood. If we build out of metal, I probably could do it.
Yeah,
Wood,
I know I could.
wood, nah.
No reason why about.
Boy, how you weld those with my welder? Because I can't make it weld like that.
I don't know if that's stacking dimes, nickels, or quarters, but we getting with it.
It looked like quarter to me. All right, it's about 10 o'clock Friday night. Me and Bubby and Dylan still out here, just tacking this stuff up. I'll give you all a little rundown on what we're doing here. We are stock floor body dropping this thing. We didn't talk about this earlier in the video. So this is for Dawson's crew cab, his gray truck. I'll put it on the screen right here. There's a lot easier ways to do this. Normally we build a frame inside the factory frame and body drop it that way. His truck's already bagged, but we're gonna do a completely new setup on this truck, and it's getting a 3/4 frame. What that means is we're gonna build from the firewall back. Front quarter of the frame will be the original, modified, and then it'll be all new frame from there back. Right here, each one of these represents the factory body mount. So when the frame was factory, this body mount was flush with the top of that. So we're gonna drop these, the amount that we need. Dylan just tacked this up. You saw that just a second ago. This is our inner frame that we're gonna build. This is 2x4 quarter wall. This is 2x3 quarter wall. We got these rounded corners. You can buy them from Welder Series. They're really nice. Is there one that's not welded out? Yes, right here. Yeah, right here. So they come like this, and you assemble them and tack them together. And then it's 4 pieces. You tack them together, you weld it out, and then you grind it to make it look like mandrel bent frame. So this, once we weld this seam out, we'll match this, and you won't be able to see it because it'll all be welded and ground down smooth, and it'll look like one solid piece. It's very nice. But we've got 6 of these body mounts. He ordered body mounts from Stone Fab. I showed you those earlier. Dylan's already welded out the bottom sides of them. They didn't, well, it's only done half of this one. This is the last one. But they only weld the top. We ground the top down and made it smooth so you couldn't see the weld. And then weld the bottom just to give it a little extra strength. So those look great. First time I've used those, I hope they work out. Originally, this cross member was here because the back of the cab is here. So we got Dan's crew cab today. We done some measuring to see if we could run this under the cab so that we could bring these link bars farther forward. You see it's tacked, they're at an angle. I tacked all this together years ago. This kit is actually for a regular cab. 6 years ago, yeah. They won't let me leave it now. This kit is actually for a regular cab or an extended cab, which has a 6.5 foot bed. This is a 5.5 foot bed truck because it is a crew cab. So those link bars were too long. They're actually longer than the distance between the rear end and the back of the cab. But like I said, we measured today. We got some brackets to go here. They come up 11 inches. Once the body drop is done, we have, was 11 or 11.5?
11.5.
Yeah, I think we got almost 13 right here. So we got just enough room to slide them brackets in. And if we do end up having to cut the floor, we'll cut the floor. But
I mean, cutting everything else.
Cutting everything else. What's a little bit of under the back seat gonna do? It's actually not in the back seat. It'd be like right up against the back wall. So, but yeah, I just want to give y'all a rundown on kind of what we was trying to mock up here. Give you a little show of what we're trying to do. There'll be some braces in here also. Yeah, we're gonna angle cut them. That's probably actually the next move. And then the back half will be 2x4 quarter wall also to match this. But I do not have it yet. I will not have it till Tuesday of next week. It's Friday now. So we've honestly done about all we can really do. I mean, we could weld it out, but you don't do that. You have to mock it all up first. So
It's best to do them all. The only thing we could weld out would be these.
yeah. But we need to build all these gussets and stuff in here first and get those tack welded to this so that we can weld them all out at one time, and then when we put them in, we'll weld them to this tubing. Yeah. So we also have a carrier bearing cross member has to go in here, and a transmission cross member. We have a transmission cross member from Jason Thorbeck in one of these boxes. We'll show you that when we get to that point. You can pull it out if you want to. But it will be removable. The carrier bearing cross member will not. This truck did not come with a 2-piece drive shaft, but I did swap his truck to a 2-piece when we bagged it originally. So, like I say, we've got that. This is the cross member. Pull that end off. So this end is removable. You cut it to the length that you need it, and then you stick that in and weld it up. And it's not adjustable. You don't need a transmission cross member to be adjustable. You just cut it to the length, and for whatever reason, it has circus fittings in it for a transmission cross member that doesn't move. I don't understand why it has grease fittings, but
because that's the ends he puts on his link bars.
Yeah, probably so.
Would be the same end that you do here.
Yeah, so these are actually from Stone Fab. I don't know if I said that, and we've got the wishbone down there too. So I'm glad that worked out to where we can move that forward because I do like the setup. It's just we got to get it mocked up. So all right, there's me rambling for 5 minutes about what we're doing. A lot to do still. By the way, this is Dylan. If y'all didn't know, he's our local fabricator. Bubby's our local hoodlum. He's a pretty good fabricator too. All right, y'all. I'm out here. It's the next day. We kind of got this stuff mocked up last night. You saw the rounded corners that we done. I'm gonna go back in and do a little bit more welding on these just to smooth them out. It takes a couple tries sometimes. I'm welding all these seams out now, and I'm gonna grind those. We're gonna try to make this look as seamless as possible. No weld seam at all. We'll get all that ground down, and then I'll get this mocked back up in the frame, and we're gonna cut some pieces to go between this frame rail and that frame rail. Try to see about getting a couple of those cut, mocked up. But this is just a lot of grinding, a lot of time consuming, tedious grinding, trying to make it look perfect. So I'm gonna get this ground out. I'm just out here by myself today. Dylan that's helping me. He's on the forestry, so he does, like, when there's forest fires, he's the one that's out on the bulldozer trying to stop them. And he's actually over in the next county fighting a humongous fire right now. So I hope they get that contained. But I'm gonna keep working on this, and when I get back, we'll get a little bit more in depth into what we're doing here and try to explain it a little bit better to y'all. All right, so I showed y'all in the last clip. Got this piece in and tacked in. It looks pretty good. This tubing is rounded, and this plates that you get is more square, so we just kind of feathered it. It's kind of hard to make that look just right, but it is what it is. It is a structural tube under a chassis that's going to get drug on the highway. So
He ain't gonna drag this thing.
probably not, but
You don't know how to drag one.
you can drag that Toyota. But anyway, so we're going to make sure that this rear end is exactly where it needs to be, and I already done some measuring, and one side is a 1/2 inch lower than the other, so I already know we're going to have to do some adjusting on it. Dylan had an idea about building some stands to put it on. Just gotta figure out if we got enough stuff to do that with. So we're gonna get it. We're gonna measure off the shock eyelet. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. I measured them off the bed bolt stands, but those aren't exactly 100% straight up and down. So we're gonna go off of this on both sides because I know it's gonna be in the same spot, and we're gonna get that rear end set the same forward to backwards. And yeah, that's next. So once we get it jigged up where it needs to be, we will be right back. All right, so what we're doing here is we are building a stand for the rear end to sit on that's adjustable, or two stands. So this part here, what a hole. This part here will sit on the frame table and get tacked to it. Bottom of the stand, then we have a inner tube that's gonna slide on the inside. And for the time being, we're gonna make it where we just put it where we need it and tack weld it. But eventually we're gonna come back, drill a couple holes, weld some nuts to it where we can run a jam bolt. I may make Dylan go ahead and do that.
Nah, fan.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. And so that'll slide up and down, and then I got a piece of.
We
don't need a pin. We're gonna jam bolt through it.
Oh, you gonna do a jam bolt?
Anyway, and then we got a piece of 4-inch exhaust pipe here for the rear end to sit in. I didn't grind the inside; I did grind kind of the outside.
I know I understand what y'all are doing.
Yeah.
I did not know.
Look at there, educating her. So, all right, we're gonna get this. I reckon welded out fully, and then we will. We'll be back. All right, so I'm gonna show you what we was going for here. Just a stand that we can put on the table, weld to it. If it needs to go farther in, we can still weld it here, and it's gonna hold it pretty stout. We got 2 lock nuts. This inside tubing is a little smaller. We didn't have anything that was like really, really snug, but we put 2 bolts in it. That way we can kind of tighten it back to this corner. And then we got, he asked me like, what's the biggest rear end you're ever gonna do? 4-inch dually would be it. So we use 4-inch pipe. Should fit pretty snug. It looks like it's gonna fit real snug on that 3-inch. Honestly, I don't know if 4-inch is gonna fit in there or not. But because this is I don't know if that's 4-inch inside or outside. But anyway, regardless, if we need to flare it with a pipe wrench, we can. But we're gonna set our height here, and we already pulled a wheelbase measurement from the front of the housing to the front of this shock hole. Is 141 on this side. That side was 141 1/8. So we're gonna bring that side forward 1/8 of an inch. But first we're going to get it the right height. We got to do the math on that. We will explain to you the math on the center of this wheel. But first we got to go measure the 26s there over there and get a height on them. So you ready? You ready to do math?
Let's get it. My math don't math very
Oh,
good.
I can do math.
As long as I got a tape measure, I'm good.
All right. I'm going to try to explain this math to you on how high this rear end needs to be off the table. The table represents the ground. We want the truck laid out. We want the rear end at its absolute lowest drop when it's mocked up. We have a tire that is 33.5 inches tall. Do you remember what size it was? The tire?
I do not.
You didn't look at it? I got you. Let's look right here. Oh, it is a 305/30/26. We put a level across the top and measured the actual height of it, not what the internet says. And it was 33.5 inches tall. Correct?
Correct.
Half of that, because half of it's going to be below the rear end, half of it's going to be above the rear end, is 16 3/4, which means the center of this rear end, in order to lay out on that wheel, needs to be at 16 3/4, the center here, where your axle is. All right. We have a 3-inch axle tube. So we're trying to figure out how tall our stand needs to be to here. So we're going to split that 3-inch axle tube, because half of it's below, half of it's above, is 1.5 inches. So we're going to take 1.5 inches from our 16 3/4, which is half the height of the tire, and we're going to get 15 1/4. That's how high this rear end needs to be off of the table. So Dylan just set our stand. He used the that table over there, the fab table, squared it up, got it at 15 1/4, and we're about to set these up. We've already got our wheelbase measurement that we like, so I got to cut these old ones off that I put on there 6 years ago, because it's not square. I mean, it's pretty close. It was like what did I say, 1/8 of an inch?
1/8 of an inch off, so it's not bad.
Yeah. So not bad for holding it up there and welding it yourself. But we're gonna go ahead and knock this loose. I think we should probably go ahead and knock the tabs off and clean the rust off before we put it up there, don't you think?
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that, and we'll come back. We'll show you how these stands work. We got to clean a little dust and junk off this table so we can actually weld them to the table, and we'll be back in just a minute. All right, we got us some breakfast, some supper. Got back out here. We're gonna try to get this thing rotated up. Dylan had an idea to get some hose clamps, and we're gonna put it around here and just see if we can pinch it enough to kind of hold it steady. And then we're going to try to make some kind of piece of 1x1 or something across here with a piece sticking up to hold the pinion at the pinion angle. And then once we get all that, we might tack weld it. Or if these hose clamps will hold it, we'll just get it where we need it and then tack weld it. So, but we still need it. We don't need it welded yet because we still need to be able to adjust it side by side and all that good stuff. So, but you can see how these stands work. Once we get it where we need it, we'll weld these to the table. 5 or 6 tack welds all the way around. Should hold it good. You good? You gonna make it?
About to die.
All right, so here's what we got. We got, this thing keeps fluctuating on me a little bit. The pinions, it's kind of hard to do because there's no center section in this rear end, but we got it set about 3 degrees. If I can get this back turn like it was. Anyway, we roughed in our pinion at 3 degrees, and we just used hose clamps to hold it up, and that actually worked really well. Like I didn't know if it was going to hold it in there or not, but it did. So now we're going to set our forward to back measurement, and then side to side measurement. So give us just a minute. We'll show you what we come up with on that. All right. So we've been pulling tape 3 degrees up. See it right there? Still says 87 even. That's 3 up. We measured from the front of the axle tube all the way to the front of this shock hole. It is 141. It was 8 to start with, but we moved it 141 even on both sides. Then we run a cross measurement. Dylan held it on the top of the axle tube right there, and then we measured here across. Got that even. I don't remember that measurement. It's 151 and a half, I believe, was our measurement on both sides. We were only what, 1/8 of an inch off, or 1/4 inch off to start with.
Side to side.
Yeah, side to side. Yeah, front to back.
Just roughly putting it up there.
Yeah, so we almost got it dead nuts where it needed to be first try. So we got that jigged up. He's about to tack all this stuff together so it can't move. He's gonna weld this to the table, put a tack weld here so this can't move, and weld it here. And the rear end is locked in. So go ahead with it, sir. And I am about to freeze. It's cold out here tonight. And I'm wearing shorts. It was like 80 degrees today, and now it's like 35. I hate this time of year. Yeah, go ahead. I'm videoing already. All right, so also, let me turn this around. He's got this tacked up. It's super solid. Show him. Like, it's, I mean, it'll move side to side just a little bit, but it's great for what we need to do. I did not mention, this is not the stock length rear end. I narrowed this rear end years ago when we first started mocking this up. And then I ground it down. I usually don't ground them down. I usually leave the weld, but he wanted this one super slick. So I ground it down, and I don't remember how much we narrowed off of it. I asked Dawson, and he didn't remember, but I found the axles are laying right here, and it is 28 1/8, but I don't remember how long the factory one was. Where I think we went 5 inches on each side with it, because mine in my pink truck is 4, and I think we went an extra inch just to give him more clearance, because he does have a bigger tire than I have. So I'll find out and let y'all know. All right, so we're about to mock this 3-link up. This is the Stone Fab kit. So what I don't remember if we even talked about this earlier in the video, but we moved this cross member far enough forward. This kit was ordered for a regular cab or extended cab, which has a 6.5 foot bed. This is a crew cab, so it has a 5.5 foot bed. So the rear end is actually closer to the back of the cab. When I mocked it up before, you saw it earlier in the video, the tabs are going back. I just stuck them up there. Wherever they hit, that's where I welded them. We done some measuring on Dan's truck. We figured out that we can move this forward. This is actually under the back of the cab, but we have enough room to put these mounts.
5.5 inches forward.
Yeah, this is where it was, and this is where it is now. So that allows us to run the tab straight up and down. Also, these are the tabs that come with the Stone Fab kit. Hold on. Sorry, I had to sneeze. These are the tabs that come with the Stone Fab kit. They're really long. I don't see a reason why we can't use these other tabs. I like the way they look better. I got them on the shelf, and we're going to use them. So, and we're also going to box them in and do a little dimple die hole work or something to them, just make them look better. We're about to get this mocked up, and yeah, we'll be back in just a minute, show you kind of what it looks like. This is the Stone Fab front tabs. So, and the width on these is dictated by the width of the wishbone. So we're about to dig it out the bottom there. We're not going to wire wheel these up yet, because when we get done, they're going to get sandblasted and powder coated. So why waste it?
We'll have to wire wheel
wherever we weld the back brackets to.
Yeah, but we don't know that yet, so we're not gonna mess with them.
Yeah, so we'll spend an hour wire wheeling them 3 things up when we could just, they're going to get sandblasted anyway. So. All right, we wanted to make sure these bars was the same length before we put them in, and we noticed that they are not the same length. If you look right here, that's what it took. It's got a bolt going through both of them, and that's what it took. This one is, you can see it on film, it's a good bit shorter.
Almost a quarter inch shorter.
Yeah, but that's what it took to get them even. So if you notice, one has more threads than the other one. It wasn't us, I promise.
On Fab?
Yeah. Nah, that's why they make them adjustable, so you can get them square. All right, we're gonna get these mocked up.
That one was made on Friday, and that was on Monday.
Yeah. No. This was Tuesday after they was already settled in for the work week. This one was Friday about 4:30. Nah, I can't knock on them too hard because them sun guys look good.
They do fine work.
You can't tell right there, but when you wire wheel that is a hell of a TIG weld.
Yes, sir.
All right, so Dylan's up there tack welding the tabs for the upper wishbone. It is designed to weld straight to the differential, which is cast. That's the way Stone Fab designed their kits to work. They got a ton of cover trucks, feature trucks riding around with the same setup. It's fine. I've welded to cast many times.
Definitely gonna heat it with a torch before we weld.
Yeah, there's no guts inside that differential, so we can heat it up without worrying about tearing anything up. On the inside, we're gonna heat it up, weld it good. Some people tell you to use a nickel rod with a stick welder, but we're not gonna do all that. We're just gonna MIG it, and unless Dylan wants to TIG it at work.
I ain't got no TIG at work.
You had to buy one. Let the state buy one. He said no. So they don't even want to buy nothing. Anyway, so we got the 3-link is mocked up now. I really like the way these tabs. I believe
Where are these gonna go again?
in the trash. I don't know. We might get them in there somewhere. But I like these tabs. These are actually the shop relocation tabs from Trick Toys, and they give it a nice little look. So, hey, they do kind of match those though. The tabs they match those bars. Yeah. So we still got to build the back half. I'm going to get the tubing for that tomorrow, and we'll be back out here Wednesday to start mocking up the back half. And we're getting closer. Hey, so far we're 3, 4, 5, about 7 hours into this. Not bad. So,
Need more hours to go.
Yeah, a couple hundred more. So, but we just kind of want to keep y'all updated on how many hours we actually have in this thing. So, but I do like the setup. I really like the way the bar swoops right over the drive shaft. That's gonna look good once we get it in there. So, all right, we'll be back tomorrow. All right, I'm out here trying to mock up the rear frame rails. How we're gonna do them. I was trying to use cardboard and it wasn't working real good. The cardboard I had was like USPS boxes like these, and they got a bunch of different folds in them, and they kept folding over, and it was kind of pissing me off. So I went a different route. I cut me some 4-inch wide strips out of some 20 gauge sheet metal, and I clamped them up kind of how I want this back half to look. I'm not 100% sure that's what I want, or if I want to go at a really long angle forward like it was mocked up before. I'm just not sure. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut. So I've marked each one of these corners. I'm going to pull these back off and cut them, and then I'll mock it back up, and I'll draw the line on the backside metal, and that'll give me my joint and show me the way I need to cut it. Same here. I'll do that, and then I drew lines to get it lined back up. It's just clamped together at the time. I used a piece of 1-inch flat aluminum 1x1 that was long enough to go on all 3 of these frame table cross members. That way I knew it would be flat front to back, and then just grabbed the clamps and started clamping. So I'm gonna get these marked and trimmed, and I'm just not 100% sure this is what I want. But it's mock up. Instead of wasting actual tubing, which is very expensive, I went and picked up another stick of 2x4 quarter wall today. It's on the trailer, and it was $180 my cost. And I get a pretty decent deal on that stuff. It's not cheap, but yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna cram these up real quick, and I might tack them together so I can just stick the whole thing up there in one piece and see how I like it, and go from there. And if I don't like it, we'll try again tomorrow. Alright, y'all can see what I'm going for with the sheet metal. So I've got this mocked up. It's kind of hard to tell if that's perfectly level because my cut's not exactly level. When I do the actual tubing, we will make sure it's level. We may have to go in and adjust this angle just a hair. But as you can tell, all those lined up good. Don't judge that. Don't worry about that little guy.
Oh, that little guy. I wouldn't worry about that little guy.
That's just where I screwed it up with the cutoff wheel. But anyway, I had to come back. The first time I had it mocked up, I didn't like it. I had to come back and adjust this angle here. This cut. This thing was kind of a little bit more downhill and had to get it back level. Apparently this wasn't clamped flush on the bottom of that the first time I mocked it up, so we had to come back, and because I had to do some cutting on it, now it's a little too short, so I just made me a little note there, add 3/4 of an inch to that, and wham bam. I'm gonna let Dylan get here tomorrow, look at it, tell me what he thinks, and if it's a go, if he likes it, I like it, and we're gonna start cutting some tubing. So, but I'm gonna get out here for tonight. It's getting a little late, and go get some sleep, and try again tomorrow. Yeah, it's going. I'm liking it. Yep. All right, y'all. It's next day. We're back out here. We got this tubing. Me and Dylan's getting ready to cut all the metal for our back half. And after I got everything mocked up last night, I liked the way it looked. Dylan came in today. He liked the way it looked. Everything's good with that. And I don't think I mentioned it in this video yet, even though we're like 30 minutes in. But Dawson don't know we're working on his frame. So he doesn't know any of this is going on, by the way. So it's kind of hard to get his opinion when we don't want him to know because we're trying to surprise him. So anyway, so we got the all these plates broke apart, ground down that I made the little back half with yesterday, and realized that the angle on them is over 50 degrees. And my chop saw will only pivot to 45. So I can't cut this with my chop saw. So Dylan just left. He run to our buddy Mike's house. Mike has got a metal skill saw that will cut through this, and he is going to get it. And while he's gone, I'm out here marking lines so that when he gets back, all we gotta do is start chopping. So I'm gonna get all these marked. We'll start chopping them. Then we're gonna start mocking it all up on the table over there. See if we can get it all tacked together and get this thing on the frame. And I'm excited. I'm ready to see it a full frame all the way to the back again. I'm liking the way it's turning out. I really am. All right, we already cut some with this thing. Check this bad dude out. This is quarter wall, 4 inches wide. Bam. Like it wasn't nothing. That's a bad dude.
Cut it like butter.
So, yeah, like I say, we couldn't cut it with the evolution saw. Yeah, that was a big old moth on you. So this thing here is making quick work of it. I'm glad we had access to that.
Cutoff wheel.
Yeah, because I thought that's how we was about to have to cut them. All right, get off here so I can catch these drops. All right, so what Dylan's doing now, there's just a few little inconsistencies from cutting it with that this circular saw. You know, it's just like cutting with a skill saw on wood. If you don't, if you don't have it jigged up in like a, what you call him, a fixed saw.
It's hard to cut straight.
Yeah. So I mean, he had a couple little spots right there, but knock those down. We're gonna get this jigged up, make sure everything fits like it's supposed to, and then we're gonna come back and bevel all these edges. But we're just making sure, like this is number 4 for each side, which will be the one behind the rear end. So we're just making sure they all match and everything. So we're getting there. And we're still grinding, trying to mock this back half up, make everything fit. The new plasma table that we haven't hooked up yet is now our welding table, because it was the only thing in here flat enough and big enough to fit the whole back half on. But we had to stop and take our obliged Red Bull break. Red Bull sponsor us, please.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Please. What are you doing?
I am drawing a vehicle. Every day at school.
On my back half.
What?
That's my back half. That's part of my frame rail right there.
Y'all are still arguing with the front.
We're gonna leave that where it bleeds through.
Yeah. All right, here we go. We got this thing jigged up, or not jigged up, but mocked up. And yeah, so my first piece, the number 3 piece, which was this one, apparently I had the back sagging just a little bit, or was it high?
No, it was bad high.
Yeah, it was high. So I had screwed up on that when I mocked them up with that, but we got it figured out. And we use this piece of plate here to do our measuring because we know it's square.
We scratched our head enough, but
yeah.
it's fixed.
And then we ended up just sticking the metal up there, marking it, and then cutting it out to make it fit. So that's instead of doing all the measuring and trying to figure out angles and everything.
53 to 54 degrees.
Yeah, is what these cuts are. So, all right, well, we're going to take this back apart, bevel everything, tack it together, and then we're going to get the other pieces for the other side and lay them on top. Do the same, tack them all up, and then we can one by one put them on a table, clamp them, and weld the top and the bottom, correct? You don't want to weld the sides.
Top and bottom.
Till it's all mocked up. So we got a lot of grinding to do. See y'all in a while. All right, we got this back half frame rails. We got the bottom one tack welded together already. Dylan did it. And then we beveled all these edges, and he's making sure that the top one matches the bottom one, and just putting little stitch welds on them here and there. And then we're gonna mock them up, make sure everything's good, and then weld them out solid. And then we'll finally get to see what this thing's gonna look like. Be back after we get them all tacked up. Oops, I might have put that on upside down. My bad. All right, we're getting this back half mocked up. I just made some stands here to hold it up in place. We got it dead nut straight up and down, and we've got a piece of flat plate clamped to the bottom of the frame here, so we're making sure this is flush with this, and Dylan about to tack it in. And I'm gonna pick this welding wire up before I trip over it. Get it, son. I mean, that's pretty.
We can't get no better than that, and then all we did was just set it up there.
Yeah, we set it up there dead on 90, sitting on the stands. Now we're gonna make the other side match this, which is gonna be the hard part. That is 3.5 inches from the outside over, which is 3.5 inches narrower than factory, because the factory frame rail was the same spot as the tube under the cab. So that will give us a total of 7 inches narrower on the rear frame rails for tire clearance and everything. So, I mean, he can fit a 12, maybe a 14 wide on this thing pretty easy. But we have to narrow the rear end more, obviously. But this is the widest point of the rear end. So, if he did come back and order new axles, he's got plenty of room to chop it on down even farther. So, we're going to get this other frame rail up here, tacked up, and be right back. All right, so here we go. We got our frame rails tacked in. We have checked X patterns, long ways, everything, made sure it's square. We've checked it 100 dozen times. And it looks good. All this is 90 degrees straight up and down. And we want to get this frame rail mocked up before we quit for the night. So we're just tacking these on. We just use some flat plate, a couple clamps, get it flush with the outside of the frame and the bottom of the frame. And then we're going to tack the other side on, cut a piece to go between it, tack it in, and we're done for the night. We just kind of want to see what this thing's going to look like.
I'm so excited.
Yep, me too. All right. This next night, we got all this tacked up. I forgot to film it. But Chandler's walking up. Oh, hang on. Chandler's walking up. He hasn't saw it yet. So let's get his first impressions.
Oh my gosh, you have finished my frame.
Yeah, not
for
quite.
my crew cab that I don't own. That joker does look good, man.
So I was unpackaging the other one, but he's got these cantilever arms. And the whole time we've been talking about building this thing, was like, there ain't no way we're going to be able to get those anywhere because this is such a short frame and those are huge. But me and Dylan got out here last night, was looking at it, and I think we're going to be able to get them on there. So, and
tell us about the two different things.
we was experimenting. So I think we're going to end up with this style, or either we're going to, when we had them like this, we had it kind of cocked at an angle, and I actually like the way that looked better, but I think this will be more stable. Because when it's at an angle and as it lifts, it's going to try to pull the front of it around, if that makes sense. In my head, anyway. But I'm going to keep unpackaging all this, clean this mess up, and sweep this freaking floor because it is terrible. So I'm going to work on that tonight. Probably won't be no fab work, but yeah, I just want to show you all the rounded corners back half of the frame from last night. Dylan got all that tacked up, and then we called it a night. So we'll be back. All right, so I'm out here by myself tonight, just kind of piddling. I don't want to start on that until I got, me and Dylan's here together so we can kind of help hold it and everything else. But we were talking about putting pieces across here to tie these two frame rails together, and we come up with the idea to make them 45'd, but the inside tube is 3" and the outside tube is 4. So I just cut this one. It's just a 45 cut on each end. Gives me a nice even replicable, yeah, that big word, where I can replicate it a bunch of times. The only problem is my Evolution saw would not cut all the way through it. It got almost through it and stopped. The guard around the blade on the back side is hitting. So before I chop all these, I'm gonna have to pull that off, that cover, and then chop them and then put it back on. But what we want to do is I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna try to cut 1 inch out of this and fold this down to make this go from 4 to 3. I'm gonna try it. If I don't like the way it looks, then we'll trash it. But basically, we're just gonna pie cut this and push it down, weld it back together, and grind it. It's gonna take a lot of time, and we'll probably have to do like 3 or 4 for each side to make it look right. But I'm gonna see how this first one goes, and then we may just cut some 3" and have it up under here. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so here's what we did. I got this piece. It's gonna go in there like this. This will be on the outside frame rail. This will be on the inside. I came in, marked right on that where that curve ends, drew me a straight line, came down from it 1 inch, made a mark, drew up to the corner. I've done that on both sides. We're gonna take these sandwiches out, or take these pie cuts out and sandwich it together and tack it. We'll make sure it looks right. If it looks good, we'll come back, bevel it on both sides and weld it back up and try to make it look real good and smooth it out and just see if we're happy with it before we go and do all of them. I want to make sure I like it first. So. All right, I got this thing cut and tack welded, and I'm not sure I really like it, if I'm being honest. It just looks funny. It's flared on this end and short on that end, and it's so short overall that it just makes it look weird. I'm not sure. I'll get Dylan's opinion, see what he says, see what he thinks, and we'll go from there. Well, I went ahead and welded it on out and ground it down on both sides just to see if I like it a little better. We're going to test fit it again, and we'll let y'all know what we decide. Oh, all right. Well, some things have changed.
We decided we'd use them.
Yeah, and I was out here today, and I got them kind of mocked up. That one over there is a little crooked. Don't look at it real hard. Dylan got here, chewed my butt out. OCD is kicking his tail, but we're trying to figure out what we're going to do about some bag brackets back here. And we're going to do some bent tubing. And we actually have a bar already bent.
Kind of like this one.
Yeah, and it's a quarter wall, and it's extremely hard to bend. So we got this bent. Kind of see what we're going for here. And we're going to bend 2 of these, one on each side, and then we're going to have a bar go between them to hold the top bag bracket. Bottom, would it be the top or the bottom, being the bag's upside down? Mm-hmm. Serious question.
It is.
Top or bottom? I'm going to call it the top, even though it's on the bottom. All right. So we got this. We got it spaced up 2 inches. We don't know what we're going to do here. We might fill that in with a LCF logo or some spider webs, or leave it open, or who knows. But now we got to go replicate this one. I'm going to set y'all up on time lapse and let y'all watch us struggle pulling this tubing bender, bending that quarter wall. That shit is tough. But yeah, you can kind of see what we're going for. This bar actually has to go over a 1/8 of an inch. Is that right? So we didn't, this one's just kind of hanging out. But we're going to move that one over just a hair. It was, at some point, somehow it got off 1/8 of an inch, and OCD over there. I got to fix it. And then we got some, show them the optical illusion there. So the outside tubing is 4 inch. This is 3 inch. So took a piece of 4 inch, cut a pie wedge out of it. I already showed them that in the video though. But that's what it's going to look like in there. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure when I first done it, but I started making a second one earlier, and we're going to put 2 of them in there and kind of see what they look like. If they look good, I'm going to make probably 6 more. I think it needs about 4. So, all right, we're gonna get this other piece of tubing bent and mocked up, and we will be back. Oh, and Dawson still don't know. No idea.
He's definitely gonna cry.
I hope he cries. All right, y'all don't laugh at us too hard on this quarter wall stuff, because it is stiff. Look, my light's still on. Turn it off so they can see us. What did we go to a while ago? 66? I didn't write it down. That's the only thing this entire time I've not written down.
Close enough.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. 3.3. Are you ready?
Not really.
Yeah. All right, hold on. 3, 2, 1. Hey, how much is that hydraulic conversion? I'll split it with you. I don't remember, but it's gonna be worth it. Who makes it, Swag or JD Squared? I don't remember.
This was an Eastwood right here, so Eastwood might have one.
Bye, man. 3, 2, 1. We're out to sleep good tonight. Hold on. 3, 2, 1. What's that?
48.
Woo! We gotta get on some crack or something. Or have some crackhead string. Ain't no way we bent that one.
Yeah, we did.
Ah. All right, Dawson, you better love us. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Three, 2, 1.
We're in 59.
3, 2, 1. What was it? 66.
It's 65. It's gonna go back. Oh, it actually didn't.
Put a little bit more.
Woo!
All right, let me show y'all something.
I actually have one a little more.
That'll be fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. So this thing normally had a little plastic indicator. It's got a degree wheel there. Well, that's gone. So Dylan just made one out of a brake. Oh, that almost got me. Oh, dang, he scared me. Well, anyway, this is how you find your angle. This is definitely getting hydraulic conversion. Ooh, that whipped us. We all out of breath. Bent them damn pins. That's wild. All right, so next night, forgot to film getting these tacked in. We was ready to go, so we got the matching bars tacked in, and everything just kind of mocked up as you saw already in the video. And I was gonna wait until Dawson came over and saw it in person. Sorry, y'all had a smudge. I was gonna wait till Dawson came over and saw it in person, but he's had some stuff going on this week and he can't make it over, and I need to post y'all a video. So I sent him a picture of it last night, and he had no idea that it was getting worked on, and he cried a little bit when he saw it. So we accomplished our mission. We made him cry a little bit, and we're gonna take this week off for Thanksgiving and not work on anything in the shop. We're trying to move stuff. If you see behind me, my toolboxes are moved. I got the plasma table put in the corner. I got a temporary table set up with the computer on it. We're trying to get that thing operational. I don't even know how to draw a design in CAD, so I'm gonna have to learn all that from the YouTube and figure it out. And we're gonna get that rolling because I need to have that thing making money, because it costs a lot of money to buy, and I don't need it just sitting in the corner collecting dust. So, like I say, you see the frame, you see where we're at. We'll come back with part 2 whenever we get a chance to work on it again. Hopefully next week we'll continue on it. We're going to come in here on the front of the notch, do some tube work, tie all that together. We got to do a shock hoop around the front. There's still a lot to do. This thing ain't nowhere close to being done. Nothing's welded out, so it's all just tacked together. But we want to bring y'all a body drop project again. We haven't done one since the S10 a year and a half ago. And this one is a little bit, well, I ain't going to say it's a little bit more involved. It's still a body drop. It's still very involved. The S10 was very, very involved because it was a lot tighter under the bottom. But this is a 3/4 frame build. I did not do that on the S10. So we want to bring y'all something that y'all might enjoy watching. I know y'all tired of seeing lowering kits and step notches and C notches and all that blah, blah, blah crap. So I hope y'all enjoyed this one. I didn't, if there's something that we were talking about and didn't explain and you have a question, just comment it and I will try to address it in the next video that we didn't address in the first video. So we're still undecided on the amount of the body drop. It's probably going to be in the 3.5 inch range. Originally we talked about doing like 4 1/4, but that's just, it only takes 3 inches. Honestly, it only takes 2 3/4 inches to lay on one of these trucks. We usually go 3 just so they lay, and then you get situations like my pink truck where it still doesn't lay in the front, which is really annoying. And I hate Rance because he points it out every time I'm around him. So we're probably going to go 3.5 on this one just so it's good and hammered. 4 1/4 is just a little too much. I don't think the motor would fit very well under the hood at 4 1/4. So we're just going to go like 3.5. Hope for the best. And yeah, hope y'all learned something. Hope y'all come back and watch the next one. Hit the subscribe button if you have not. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to grow this channel into something. Share it. Comment on it. I want every one of y'all to go to the comment section and comment hashtag Dawson's gay. Just do that for me. Maybe we can get like 1 million comments of Dawson's gay. And yeah, hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. Come back for the next part. And we'll see y'all on the next one. Toodaloo!